Welcome forward. This is Jesus' Course in Miracles. This is Chapter 5, Healing and Wholeness, and we're continuing on page 42. This is a conflict state. It means that knowledge has been lost because knowledge is sure. God is not in you in a literal sense. You are a part of Him. When you choose to leave Him, He gave you a voice to speak for Him, because He could no longer share His knowledge with you without hindrance. Direct communication was broken because you had made another voice through another will. The Holy Spirit calls you both to remember and to forget. You have chosen to be in a state of opposition in which opposites are possible. As a result, there are choices which you must make. In the holy state, the will is free in the sense that its creative power is unlimited, but choice itself is meaningless. Freedom to choose is the same power as freedom to create, but its application is different. Choosing means divided will. The Holy Spirit is one way of choosing. This way is in you because there is also another way. God did not leave His children comfortless, even though they chose to leave Him. The voice they put in their mind was not the voice of His will, for which the Holy Spirit speaks. The call to return is stronger than the call to depart, but it speaks in a different way. The voice of the Holy Spirit does not command because it is incapable of arrogance. It does not demand because it does not seek control. It does not overcome because it does not attack. It merely reminds. It is compelling only because of what it reminds you of. It brings you to your mind the other way, remaining quiet even in the midst of turmoil you have made for yourselves. The voice of God is always quiet because it speaks of peace. Yet peace is stronger than war because it heals. War is division, not increase. No one gains from strife. What profiteth it a man if he gains the whole world and lose his own soul? That means that if he listens to the wrong voice, he has lost sight of his soul. He cannot lose it, but he cannot know it. It is therefore lost to him until he chooses right. The Holy Spirit is your guide in choosing. He is the part of your mind which always speaks for the right choice because He speaks for God. He is your remaining communication with God, which you can interrupt but cannot destroy. The Holy Spirit is the way in which God's will can be done on earth as it is in heaven. Both heaven and earth are in you because the call of both is in your will and therefore in your mind. The voice of God comes from your own altars to Him. These altars are not things, they are devotions. Yet you have other devotions now. Your divided devotion has given you the two voices, and you must choose at which altar you will serve. The call you answer is an evaluation because it is a decision. The decision itself is very simple. It is made on the basis of which call is worth more to you. My mind will always be like yours because we were created as equals. It was only my decision that gave me all power in heaven and earth. My only gift to you is to help you make the same decisions for yourself. The will for this decision is the will to share it because the decision itself is the decision to share. It is made by giving, and is therefore the one act of mind that resembles true creation. You understand the role of models in the learning process, and the importance of models you value and choose to follow in determining what you will learn. I am your model for decision. By deciding for God, I showed you that this decision can be made and that you can make it. I promise you that the mind that made the decisions for me is also in you, and that you can let it change you just as it changed me. This mind is unequivocal because it hears only one voice and answers in only one way. You are the light of the world with me. Rest does not come from sleeping, but from waking. The Holy Spirit is the call to awake and be glad. The world is very tired because it is the idea of weariness. Our task is the joyous one of the waking it to the call of God. Everyone will answer the call of the Holy Spirit, or the sonship cannot be as one. What better vocation could there be for any part of the kingdom than to restore it to the perfect integration that can make it whole? Hear only this through the Holy Spirit within you, and teach your brothers to listen as I am teaching you. When you are tempted by the wrong voices, call on me to remind you how to heal by sharing my decisions and making it stronger. As we share this goal, we increase its power to attract the whole sonship and bring it back into oneness in which it was created. Remember that yoke means joined together and burden means message. Let us reconsider the biblical statement, my yoke is easy and my burden light. In this way, let us join together, for my message is light. I came into your minds because you had grown vaguely aware of the fact that there is another way or another voice. Having given this invitation to the Holy Spirit, I could come to provide the model for how to think. Psychology has become the study of behavior, but no one denies the basic law that behavior is a response to motivation, and motivation is will. I have enjoined you to behave as I behaved, but we must respond to the same mind to do this. This mind is the Holy Spirit, whose will is for God always. He teaches you how to keep me as the model for your thought, and to behave like me as a result. The power of our joint motivation is beyond belief, but not beyond accomplishment. What you can accomplish together has no limits, because the call for God is the call to the unlimited. Child of God, my message is for you to hear and give away as your answer the Holy Spirit within you. And thus page 42 ends.